Hey, this is Lou Mangello from WDW Radio, and you're listening to the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. Let's do this.
The tangents this week continue all the way to episode 139 of the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. And yeah, you know, Disney's great, and, you know, we all want to go Disneyland or Disney World or any of the Disney parks, but if you can't quite make it anytime soon, do not despair, because Disney is coming to the Midwest. Welcome, everyone, to this week's episode of the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. So glad you could join us. Let's start off like we do every week. We'll go on the virtual table and see who's joined us this week.
This is Brittany in Belvedere.
This is Chrissy in Salt Lake City.
This is Holly from Wisconsin.
This is Mitch in Kitchener, Ontario.
And this is Rachel in Indianapolis, Indiana. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
So we've got a show of a horse of a slightly different color this week because we have a guest. Yay!
It's been a while since we've had a guest.
Yes, it has. So everyone say hello to Aaron. Yay!
Hello. I'm not used to applause, so.
That is okay. We will pump up your ego a little bit. Yay!
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me on the show. We certainly appreciate this.
You are welcome. As one of the I don't want to say unintended, unexpected benefits of when we started the show, we figured, you know, we would just sit around on Skype and, you know, squee about, you know, Doctor Who or Marvel or whatever, and that would be it. And it's, you know, 139 episodes later, you know, we've gotten plenty of opportunities to have people come on the show to talk about, you know, local events, you know, conventions and get-together. You know, we as fans, obviously conventions and get-togethers and those types of things are a part of the culture, and the homegrown ones are especially near and dear to our hearts. You know, no offense to the big, you know, conglomerate convention circuit shows, but there's something very special about the homegrown events that we really, really enjoy and like to help spread the word about. So that being said, please tell us, you know, who you are and what this event is.
Sure. So I'm Aaron Del Prince. I'm one of the people that co-founded the event. The event is called the Indy Disney Meet. It's been called that for 10 years because that's how long we've been actually putting it on. Our first year that we did it, it was all intended just to be for a group of people here in the Indianapolis area to get together and just kind of make a day of it. We rented some space at a local county fairgrounds, and we decided to you know, just kind of, you know, decorate the hall a little bit, you know, get together, have some food, talk Disney, talk theme parks. And the first event, there were about 40 people that showed up. And it wasn't really anything formal. It was very informal. In fact, most of us were just, you know, we're friends, and we decided just to get together. So there were, you know, anybody that came, you know, there weren't any strangers there. Everybody knew everybody. So over the years, the event has grown, obviously. And we are at a point now where we've moved into some bigger space. You know, we're expecting a very large crowd. And this is our 10th year, so we're actually trying to make it much more special. You know, we're bringing in Disney entertainment. We're bringing in much more than we've done before, and that's part of the reason why we're moving to a bigger. Last year, we realized that we were over 550 people, and the halls that we were in just weren't holding the capacity.
Wow.
About 3 years into doing the meet, we decided to attach a fundraiser to it, and that's you know, where our mission kind of comes in, where we raise money for Give Kids the World Village down in Central Florida. So we have a partnership with them. You know, every year we conduct events, and during the year we're raising that money for the village. Our main event is obviously the Indy Disney Meet, which is held August 26th, Saturday, from 12 to 7 at the Hamilton County 4-H Fairgrounds. Again, we're going to be in the main exposition hall this year. We'll still have our our kids hall where there'll be kids activities set up, and then we'll have our main hall where a lot of the events are held. And over the years, I think we're coming up on $60,000 or $70,000, and we're expecting a big turnout this year. We're actually inviting Yeehaw Bob from Port Orleans Riverside to join us this year, and he's coming up for an hour show. And we're going to have Star Wars characters from the 501st join us. They'll be all over. We'll also have some princesses from a local Disney princess company here in town that'll be at the event. Children and families can take pictures with the characters. We're also going to have a Herbie the Love Bug replica at the event where people can take pictures with Herbie. And we're also going to try and bring in some entertainment. We're working on, not necessarily entertainment, but we're working on bringing in some speakers, Disney enthusiasts or Disney professionals who can speak to Disney. We're going to have a separate breakout room, and we're hoping that we'll have some breakout sessions in the space, and guests can go in and listen for about 30 or 45 minutes to a Disney discussion. So we have a lot planned. It's going to be great. Admission is free. All we ask is that you bring a food item to share for our pitch-in, so everybody can have food and enjoy that. So, we do have the Dole Whips. We provide those. Drinks are included. It's just a day of enjoying and talking Disney with people. There'll be plenty going on, that's for sure.
Yes, every time you guys post something on the Facebook page, I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And I've been sort of aware I've been sort of aware of the Indy Disney Meet for the last few years, and I've always wanted to go, but it's no fault of your guys's, but it always seems to be about the same time I go camping every year.
Right. So what about this year? Are you free this year?
Oh yeah, well, I'm definitely going to be there this year. So you guys put the actually my camping weekend got shifted because Gen Con shifted this year, which is good. So all the stars have aligned, and then you guys put out the call out saying, hey, we're expanding this year to having more of an expo type thing. It's like, hey, we need travel agents and bloggers and podcasters. I'm like, I am so there. So
that's going to be new this year. We are putting an expo component to the meet this year. It's not going to be real big or anything, but there will be tables set up where guests who come in can meet with their maybe some of their podcasts that they're fans of, or talk with some travel agents who can work with them on just kind of talking to them about scheduling a Disney vacation or a Central Florida vacation. And we'll also have some bloggers and podcasters there as well. It should be unique in that, we haven't done it before. It's like I say, the first year we've done that. In fact, this is going to be a year of a lot of firsts. We're moving into that bigger space, like I was mentioning before. We're also going to try these breakout sessions as well to see how that goes. But we're kind of easing into it a little bit because we haven't done certain parts of it before. So, and again, I just want to stress, it's a free event. We do raise money during the event for Give Kids the World, but there is no pressure to, contribute money or anything like that. We have a silent auction that's off to the side, and if you wish to participate, you can. When you walk through the door, you'll get a raffle ticket. We have a huge raffle where we give away, lots of money in Disney gift cards. We give away prizes, Disney-related prizes. And again, when you walk in the door, you get a free raffle ticket. So you come, you're in the raffle. Just spend the day, have some food, talk Disney, talk theme parks, and just have a great time.
Yes, there's I was surprised. I grew up with Disney, which I'm sure a lot of people could say that. I grew up with Disney. And then I kind of fell off the wayside, and then I rekindled my love with Disney and the Disney parks about 10 years ago, actually. And I've been doing some sort of Disney-related vacation ever since. I got engaged at Disney World. I got married at Disney World. Chrissy
Nice.
went on her honeymoon to Disneyland. But there's a very, I mean, the Disney fandom is strong, but especially here in the Midwest, it seems especially strong. And I don't know if that's just because, geographically we're so far away from the parks, so we kind of need to clamor together to get to keep each other company in between trips, or what?
Yes. No, I'm with you on that. I first went to Disney World for our honeymoon, and that was back in 1994, and I had never been there before. And, the parks have, obviously changed a lot since then, but the reason I actually went down to Disney World for our honeymoon was because I was in college at the time, just finishing up college, and I had a professor who was in a communications class, who ran our class, came back from Disney World and just told the whole class all about it and said, you have to go down there. You wouldn't believe what you'd see. And more specifically, he was talking about the whole Communicore piece in Epcot, and make your dining reservations on those video kiosks. And when I heard that, it kind of blew my mind a little bit. And I said, I have to go see this. So I went home. I went back to my room that night, and I called my fiance at the time and said, look, we need to, make it a honeymoon trip down to Disney World and kind of just be kids for a week, because I've got to see this.
Yeah, that was kind of the same thing. Like with me growing up, I mean, I grew up out here in Utah, and Disneyland is the easiest way to get there, for us with Disney. But I think I went once, like right after I graduated from college, and then last year I got married, and my well, at the time, fiance, we were kind of planning our honeymoon, and he's like, well, what, give me some ideas. Where do we want to go? And I was kind of only half joking. I said, Disneyland. And then he surprised me later saying, well, we're going to go to Disneyland for a few days and drive down. And I think he might have been once before in high school, but it was just like going to the park was just like it was a brand new experience. Right. Because there were a lot of new things, but it was, I wasn't tethered to my parents and my siblings so much, so we could go and see everything and see what we do all the different things. And now I kind of knew, like, I go to the different restaurants and Star Wars was really getting a toehold at Tomorrowland and different things, and we just loved it and geeked out over the whole thing. And now I'm just like, I want to go back so bad. And it's I don't know what it is about Disney. I mean, other people go on vacations to so many different places, but I feel like Disney is really kind of a tradition for a lot of people. And you just, whether you go once every few years or whether you go more than once a year, it's just, I mean, it's kind of cliche to say, but it really is magical. Right. And it's one of those things that everybody can kind of understand. And you have a favorite Disney character or movie or property, and it's just, you feel like a kid. You love it. And I can definitely see why this meetup has been going on for so long.
Right. I went to an event back in 2000, I think it was 2008, 2009 maybe. It was called Mouse Fest. It was the last year that they did it, and they stopped doing it after 2008, I believe. And I really felt bad about that, because I had such a great time there, and I thought, boy, this is just a great idea, great concept. And we had already kind of started doing our event, and once that ended, Mouse Fest ended down in Orlando, I was like, well, let's try and do something in the Midwest. Let's have some gatherings, some groups come, and we'll do something similar. But Mouse Fest was such a big event that I never imagined it would kind of start getting to that caliber here in Indianapolis. And there was also a meet in Pennsylvania similar to what we're doing, and similar to Mouse Fest, where people would gather at that location as well, but that had more of an East Coast flair to it. But this is more of a Midwest meet, and some of the components that we have are similar, But then there's some unique parts of it as well that haven't really ever been done before. We talked about serving the Dole Whips, which is very unique to our event, and the recipe is exactly the same. I can verify that. Great, they're fantastic. Again, we're bringing in characters, which has never really been done before. So there's a lot of things going on that we're really looking forward to. We have just a huge group of volunteers that plan the meet, starting around January, and then all the way up until the meet itself in August. Great group of people. We have about 17 volunteers that do the planning, and then on the day of the meet, we have another large contingent of volunteers who actually help make the event possible. So there's a lot of effort that goes into it. Couldn't do it without volunteers. And I just hope people come out, come from wherever you are in the Midwest, and just enjoy the day, because with Yeehaw Bob coming, it's going to be fantastic. I mean, he's going to be performing for about an hour, and he just does a great job in general. So
get over to the port and all my several bazillion trips to Disney World, so I'm actually excited to finally get to see Yeehaw Bob in person. I've heard his music, and people live stream during his shows at the port, so I felt like I've kind of been there, but I've not actually been in person. So I'm super excited to see Yeehaw Bob.
Yeah, I won't spoil it, but I mean he's high energy. Oh yeah, great entertainment. Yeah, and he puts a charge in the crowd, that's for sure.
Yeah, and he's a staple, pillar of Disney. He just celebrated his 20th year as a Disney cast member, so they gave him an award and everything. So yeah, that's super exciting. And I know he does shows at Give Kids a World Village there in Florida. So that's not a big.
So like I say, we're gonna have a lot of prizes to give away. If for anything else, come and take a shot at winning a Disney gift card or just some sort of a great prize. And like I say, when you walk in the door, you're given a free raffle ticket, so you're in the game, and you can buy additional raffle tickets if you want. You don't have to. You can participate in the silent auction. We're going to have character spots set up so you can take pictures with characters. The kids' hall will be fantastic, like it usually is, and it'll be a lot of space in the kids' hall this year. So, again, we're really excited. It's really a family friendly event, and definitely bring your iPhones or your cameras and whatever device you use, and expect to take a lot of pictures, because the halls will be decked out this year. We're going to try and really make them camera friendly, and so everybody can have a good time.
That's awesome. That's very exciting.
We're going to have also, we believe we're going to have somebody coming up from Give Kids the World Village this year to kind of help us out with the event and to talk to people and give people a flavor for what the village is about, because one of the things we try to do is we try to get the word out about the village, Give Kids the World Village, because it's such a great place, and I think this is just getting their name out there, getting the word out about what they do, and once people hear about it and they understand what's actually going on down there, it helps with that volunteering or voluntourism, where people from different parts of the country will go down and actually spend a day at the village volunteering. It's kind of a neat concept where people will spend a week at Disney World, but they'll take one day out of the 7, go over to the village and just kind of help out, which it's really neat to do that. It's a great family opportunity to give back to the community, whether it be Central Florida or wherever. So I would encourage people to look at it. I think if you go to their website, it gives you step-by-step procedures on how to volunteer at the village.
Yeah, I've got friends that are locals that they go and they volunteer, and I've seen posts from people that they carve out time out of their vacation, even if they're not local, to go and volunteer. I guess for anyone listening who doesn't know about Give Kids a World, could you maybe elaborate a bit more on what they do?
Sure. So it's a fully functional resort. They have several units. They're not really units. They're actually they look like homes. So if you go there, you'll see that they have their main area where they have their check-in area. They also have they just built a brand new hall where they have their restaurant, some of their administrative offices. Also, they have a carousel, ice cream parlor. So you'll find that all at the front of the resort. And then as you start winding around the back, you'll see that they have these homes where families stay during the week. So Give Kids a Whirl provides children with life-threatening illnesses and their families accommodations to stay there. They provide them theme park tickets and food. So as far as cost, there's not a whole lot of cost involved with it for them to stay there. Mm-hmm. And then they can enjoy the theme parks. And then at the Village, they have several events going on during the week. Our understanding is what we've been told, that basically for a family of four, it costs $5,000 for a week for a family to stay at the Village. So all the money that we raise goes towards that mission. And again, if you ever see it, what it really reminds me of, if you can picture it in your head, it reminds me of the Candyland game. Everything is kind of decorated in that motif. You see a lot of the same colors, but there's so much going on in the Village as far as inside each of the spaces that they have. Beautiful spaces, well maintained, well kept. It's located in Kissimmee. It's about maybe a 10-minute ride from Walt Disney World to the Village. And if you have the opportunity to go, I highly suggest checking it out, because it's just a great place. It's been there for a while. Again, well maintained. A lot of families stay there, and usually they're full every week. And they're part of that granting wishes to kids to go to Disney World. And they put up they put the families up with accommodations. They provide the tickets for theme parks and all the food, and Disney characters show up I think one night a week. Universal characters show up another night. So they really make it accommodating for families.
That's amazing. It's so nice that there's some place like that for families to be able to go and have their kids, have that vacation and be like a kid.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's something you don't really think about, because you hear about organizations like Make-A-Wish, and a lot of the kids when they want to go to Disney, and then you're like, okay, well that's great, but you still have to make sure they're taken care of with their with their illness or whatever it is. So it's good that there's a place for that. Like, they can still go and have fun and be a kid, but at the same time have their needs met while they're still there. And it's go ahead. I was
going to say, you've hit on it, because really what they try to do is they try and allow that sick child to kind of forget about their illnesses for a week, and just kind of let them do what they want to do. Don't worry about some of the things that you normally have to do back at home to kind of get through your illness. Just kind of come down here, have a good time, and forget about the difficulty or sometimes difficult day-to-day situations that you have to go through. They have the whole ice cream for breakfast thing. You can come in at 7-8 o'clock in the morning and have ice cream if you want. Again, they have a great miniature golf course. Just fantastic. Again, maintained exceptionally well. But again, I highly suggest people to check it out. I think their website is gktw.org. Go out and take a look at it. And again, there's procedures out there to volunteer if you'd like to do that, even if it's just for a day.
Very nice, very nice. And it's great that you guys have, included that the fundraising aspect to the meet to help with that. So.
Right, and somebody had mentioned Make-A-Wish, and I know Give Kids the World partners with a lot of the Make-A-Wish organizations throughout the country, because that's kind of the avenue of how these kids make their wish to go to Disney World. And then the Make-A-Wish Foundation, calls Give Kids the World and says, hey, I have a family here, and for instance, just for example, Salt Lake City, who wishes to come to Disney World. Can you accommodate them? And the answer is inevitably yes. We can do that, and that's kind of how that transaction happens. So again, it's all done through that wish, and then they find their way down to Central Florida. So and then to the parks, and they have that full week, which which is great. It's a week at Disney is I think a perfect time. It's not too long, it's not too short.
So how did you guys get involved with Give Kids the World?
Okay, yeah. So interesting story. In 2009, we ran a race down in Disney World called the Muddy Buddy. It was basically a partner race where at the end you had to basically crawl through a mud pit to finish the race. So we were with a team. I had a teammate, and then we had about 4 other teams that we were running with, within the race, and we were friends, and we just decided to go ahead and do this race, for whatever reason. It just seemed like a good idea at the time. After it was over, I'm not sure it was a good idea, but that's here nor there. But during the race, one of our teammates said, we should try and raise a little bit of money for a charity while we're doing this. I mean, we might as well. And so we kind of looked around, and we stumbled across Give Kids the World, which was nearby, and we thought, let's try and raise a little bit of money. Well, I think we ended up raising around $1,700, which was a lot higher than we ever expected to do. And so after the race was over, I started thinking, well, this would be kind of a great idea. Maybe we can start raising money at our event to give some money to Give Kids the World. So we did. We started doing the raffle and the silent auction, and that's when we started raising money. And just every year since then, it was more and more money that we would raise. Through the graciousness and gratitude of all the people that came to the event. And as we go along each year, usually around November, some of us will take a trip down there, and we'll do a check presentation at the village, and basically, give them all the money that we raised for the year. So that's kind of how it happened. It wasn't really a Run Disney race, but it was a race that was sanctioned by a company that comes through different cities in the country and puts on this Muddy Buddy. But that's kind of how it started.
Very cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, it's just cool how you just have one idea and it just spirals out from there over time. And so I think this is really great what you guys are doing. So I'm kind of going backward a little bit. How so I mean your event's been going on for 10 years, and you said it was just kind of started as a just a way for people to kind of get together. How did it become kind of what it is today, I guess, if that question makes sense? Like, how did it grow from there?
Right. So, it was basically the 40 people that came to the first meet. We were all friends. We all knew each other. We talked with each other. And then, the next year, those friends brought in a few more friends. And once we decided we were going to do a second year, they started, passing the word around and say, hey, once you come to Indy, we're going to have this get together. And, so more people came the second year. And then around the third year, we started to get more into the social media aspect and just kind of, putting it out there to say, hey, we're going to have this event. If anybody wants to come, please feel free. And, the word started getting out a little bit more about it. So through that social media aspect, more people came the third year. We also used the Diz boards quite a bit. They were at the time kind of our avenue for communicating to people. to come to the meet. And if nobody's familiar with the Diz boards, it's a large Disney online community where you can actually go and plan trips, post information about Disney World or Disneyland, and there's all kinds of information out there. But we use the Diz boards as an avenue for people, in Indiana, but even in other parts, other states around Indiana to join us. So we started using that aspect, again, social media, and it sort of grew from there. And it's really become more of a local event as well, because the word locally has gone around, and we're seeing more and more participation with, not only people in general, but companies. We have sponsorship opportunities for companies. They're getting involved more and more now, and which is great because with companies and sponsorships, that helps generate revenue for the village. And so the word has definitely gone out. I think the raffle prizes have really helped because it kind of brings attention that you might as well come and have a good time. There's you have a chance to win a prize, and again, the other part of it too, it is free. We just ask that you bring a food item to share, but it's a free, family friendly event. It doesn't cost anything to get in. There's a lot of great entertainment, and it's just something to do on a Saturday if you're especially interested in Disney and theme parks, because what we try and do is bring as many aspects as we possibly can, experiences that we can from Disney World and the parks into our meet. And it kind of gives you the sense that, hey, I remember doing this when we were at studios, or I remember doing this when we were at Epcot. And it's kind of neat to do it when you're not actually at Disney World. It may not be exactly like the way it is, but it's kind of cool. It's fun.
Mm-hmm. In your as far as the scheduling of the meet, especially for this year, people could come together and with any luck, you'll have people that maybe have gotten a chance to go visit Pandora once it opens later this month, and of course D23 Expo is later this summer too. So there'll be plenty of stuff to talk about.
Right, exactly. I mean, there is so much going on down in Central Florida right now with regards to the theme parks. That could be a whole nother show if you wanted to talk about it. But I mean, you're right. I mean, Disney's opening, Pandora, the world of Avatar. Mm-hmm. Universal's opening Volcano Bay, and they're getting, that's their new water park. They're calling it a theme park. They're marketing it as a theme park, but I don't necessarily agree with that. Yeah. But it looks like a great water park. They're opening up a new hotel in 2018. They just opened up a new hotel last year. And so the growth down there has been incredible. But, I find it funny that, whenever Disney opens up a new land or a new attraction, it kind of gets drowned out by how big it is. Yeah. How big Disney World is in general. But, if Universal opens something up brand new, it seems to grab and garner a lot more attention, because Universal is such a smaller theme park. Yeah. But it's kind of interesting how all that works. But it looks like, just from some of the videos that I've seen earlier, that Pandora is going to be a big hit, and I think people are going to love it. It looks really a lot like just a great work of art that Disney and James Landau have created.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid Pandora's spoilers till I can see it myself. But I don't go until December, so that's a long time to try to avoid spoilers.
See, we're totally different. I can't wait to see it, and I have to see it. If I'm going through Facebook and I see a video, I immediately stop and have to watch it. I just can't help myself.
Yeah.
There are two kinds of people in this world.
So. But so we're really looking forward to the event. If anybody hasn't done it already, on Facebook, you can go to Indy Disney Meet. That's our Facebook page. Like it, and you'll see the updates that we post. The updates will start coming more and more the closer we get to the event, and there'll be a lot of good information to see, like event schedule, kind of what to expect, what to do. Further announcements, or maybe some giveaways that we're that we're planning. So just go ahead and like the page, and you'll get all the information about the event. We have a couple hotel blocks. All that is listed out there. So we try and make it as comfortable as possible, especially for people that travel from outside Indiana, which again, that seems to be more and more every year, which we really like, because people that come from Ohio or Pennsylvania or Kentucky or Illinois, Michigan, Wisconsin, we like to talk to people from different states to kind of get a different flavor of their perspective. And it's always good just to kind of sit back and just talk about what's going on and what's happening down in Orlando. So looking forward to it.
Geek out over Disney over a Dole Whip. I can't imagine anything better.
No kidding.
Absolutely. So yeah, I would encourage everybody to come out, and again, it's a free event. You can participate as much as you'd like in the auction and the raffle. It's totally up to you, but there'll be a lot of other great things to see and do. You won't be bored for sure. We'll have a lot going on in different parts of the halls, and we're trying to get some people to join us that are Disney professionals that they have their own podcasts, or they have their own blogs that are well versed in trip planning or Disney history, and have them come and maybe even sign some books. I know we're trying to get some people who are authors that if you come and you have a book with you that from that author, they'll sign it for you at the event. There's an opportunity there, and that'll all be done over at the expo tables. But it should be a great time. We one of the things that we do that's really neat that I enjoy the most is we do this scavenger hunt where when you enter the meet, you'll get a piece of paper with different subjects, and there'll be boxes in each subject. And basically how it works is you find somebody at the meet who has done that event or can say that, yes, I've done that particular event at Disney World, and they'll initial it for you. And then once your page is full with all the initials, then you can drop it in and you'll have a chance to win a prize. It's a great way to get to know people and talk to people. And we're going to have some other ideas similar to that this year, where you'll be able to kind of go to the expo tables and do some things in the kids hall that are similar. But there are just a ton of events to do. You won't be bored. You can sit there and talk with people, or you can get up and participate as much as you want. And I think that's what makes the event unique in itself, is that you can walk around all day, talk to people. You can sit and, like you said, enjoy a Dole Whip or food. But it's really up to you.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking over the pictures you have posted on your website, and it's like, you've got princesses, you've got stormtroopers. This little droid, it's not R2-D2, but it kind of looks like him.
Right. It's an R2M5 unit. It's it was actually built, from nothing into what it is by a local engineer who knows how to build build equipment like that. In fact, I hear that he's working on a BB-8. So we'll see if BB-8's coming this year. I'm not, I can't promise that, but I know he's working on
BB-8.
it. So
I think Rachel might go nuts if there's a BB-8 there.
So you have to check the contraband on the way out.
Yeah.
You may have to. Although he's got little Mickey ears on top of him. I'm just going through the pictures here. I'm just like, this looks so much fun. So listeners, we'll have a link to the website in the show notes. You just got to go check out these pictures of the costumes and everything that's here, because it looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And there's definitely plenty of activities to go around.
Right. Yeah, and again, I appreciate you guys having me on and kind of going over this. We do have a website. It's mwfk.org. Magical Wishes for Kids is what we call our organization that runs the meet. That's our website. If you want to find out more information about the event and the other things that we do throughout the year, you can go to that page. and then also on Facebook at Indy Disney Meet. And I believe we also have a Twitter account, and that's Indy Disney Meet. You can follow us on Twitter if Twitter's your thing.
Mm-hmm. And on Instagram. So make sure
Yes,
to follow you guys
on Instagram.
Right.
That is true.
All the social medias.
So there's really no excuse for not knowing about you guys.
No, I would agree. If August 26th has come and gone and you haven't made it, then again I'm sure we'll be doing it again in 2018. So
Mm-hmm.
that'll be our 11th year, and we should be more seasoned at doing it in the bigger and better halls. So again, that's going to be new. We're doing quite a few new things this year, and we're hoping that the transition will be as smooth as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, there's always a learning curve, but seems like you guys have a good handle on everything.
Yeah, I just will say that since it's our 10th year, we are doing a lot of special things. Bringing Yeehaw Bob was a big get for us, and I think everybody's going to enjoy that. And we're going to be giving quite a bit away in Disney gift cards this year. I can't say exactly how much yet because I'm not sure, but it's going to be more than what we've given away in the past. And it's just a great chance to win a gift card, and especially if you have a Disney trip planned in the near future. So
like that is.
Food and Wine is right around the corner
money
after August 26th, right?
Yeah. Those Mickey bars won't pay for themselves.
No, heck no. Yeah.
Well, even if you don't have a trip planned and you go there and you win the Disney gift card, like, well, now I have to go because I have to use this.
It's not a bad idea. If you want to, like I say, the Epcot Food and Wine Festival is, that's one of my favorite events of the year, and you can never have enough money for that. It seems like you go around World Showcase and you just never have enough money to get all the way around.
Yeah. Oh. Now y'all are making me hungry.
Oh dear!
I need a Dole Whip and a churro stat.
Again, I'll just say that who makes it possible are the volunteers, because we like I say, we have an army of volunteers, and I can't thank them enough because that over the years they've really gotten involved with the event, and they're what has made the event bigger and better, because without them and their ideas, we really wouldn't be where we are today as far as the kind of event that we have for people to enjoy themselves. And just a shout out to them, because every year they we get together, we meet probably once every 2 or 3 weeks, and usually on a Sunday, and we go over soup to nuts. We talk about every possibility and scenario, what could happen, what should happen, and it all works out for the best, because everybody just has a great time. And again, I would encourage people to come out, just spend the day, enjoy yourself. And I always get the question, like, what is this exactly? And I always say it's more of a social event. It's a social gathering. It is a fundraiser at the same time, but we get together, we talk theme parks, we talk attractions, we talk about our memories, we talk about just different things that we enjoy most about the parks. But even more than that, just enjoy the events, enjoy the events inside the meet itself, the activities, and feel free to stop somebody and just say hi. I think that's the most important thing to get out of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's very, very exciting. I'm very looking forward to it. I've got my mouse ears ready. So I am ready to go.
So how can we talk in the rest of the crew to come in from Canada and Salt Lake City?
Oh man, I don't think you need to talk me into it. It's just I need to. Well, I'm having a baby in August, so I think that's kind of a deal breaker. But
well, congratulations on that. That's great news. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. But yeah, I'm sitting here going like, oh, I want to go. maybe a future year, because I have plenty of reason to take a trip out to Indianapolis at some point. If only to meet Rachel.
Yeah.
At least. But yeah, you've got me sold. I just need to work out the logistics and the timing.
Right. Well, I appreciate you guys spreading the word for us, and we talk about the meet, and just kind of telling everybody what it is, because again, I get a lot of questions usually, especially with coworkers or people in the area when we talk about it. The question is what is it? What does that mean? And I try and explain it the best I can, but having the forum here really does help explain it quite a bit. So thank you very much.
Thank you for coming on. It's always fun to have other people come in, chime in, and talk about the fun things that they're planning. And it's yours is as an extra bonus of you're doing something awesome for charity, and that you can't go wrong with that ever.
Right. Right.
We will put links to everything in the show notes for this week's show, and start sharing stuff on our various social medias. So we're on. Our listeners know where to find us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and there's always links to everything on our website, which is the 5ishfangirls.com. So we'll make sure to link everything for you and plug the event as much as possible. So, if anything else, Dole Whips. Come for the Dole Whip. You had me at Dole Whip.
I have a funny story about Dole Whips really quick. So our local movie theater, because we've been going to a lot of movies lately, their food court is just huge. There's like everything and anything you would want to eat. It's there. I mean, it's expensive as heck, but it's there. And one of the places started selling pineapple ice cream, and I'm like, this is almost a Dole Whip, but not quite. And I'm like, oh, dang it, I am sad. I need to go to Disneyland now, and I'm going to the movies.
And by the way, speaking of that, I should have mentioned this before. We are doing a virtual race. If you're a runner, we're basically doing 2 5Ks, and these 5Ks can be done, at any point. You can combine them with maybe walks that you do around, your building at work, or walks that you do in your neighborhood. But basically, what you do 2 5Ks, and you get this awesome medal that we'll send you, and all that information can be found on our Facebook page. Basically, there's the link to go sign up. Again, all the proceeds go to Give Kids the World. But if you're a runner and you enjoy that sort of thing, again, it can be all done virtually. Once you're done with it, we'll send you this awesome medal. So go ahead and take a look at it if you can.
There you go.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, Erin, thank you very much for taking some time out of your event planning. We have people on, and the closer they are to their events, I'm like, I know you're really busy. No,
thank you for having me, and look forward to seeing everybody on Saturday, August 26th.
Mm-hmm. Very nice, very nice. So again, we'll put links to everything in the show notes, so people can.
And we'll link to everything on our social media as well, Facebook, Instagram, and like Rachel said, our website's the 5ish Fangirls podcast. No, just the 5ishfangirls.com.
Yeah. We only had that URL for 5 months. We still can't remember what it is.
I'm still getting used to it.
Yeah. Oh. Awesome. Very awesome. So I'm looking forward to it, and having a day to talk and get all excited over all things Disney with my fellow Disney fans. So looking
fantastic.
Forward to it. So awesome. So thank you, Erin, and again, links to everything on our social medias. And I guess with that, I guess we shall sign off for this week.
This is Brittany and Belvedere saying goodnight.
This is Chrissy saying goodnight from Salt Lake City.
This is Sally from Wisconsin saying good evening.
This is Mitch saying goodnight from Kitchener, Ontario.
And this is Rachel in Indianapolis, Indiana. Hakuna Matata!
You have been listening to the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. Any and all movies, books, games, and other forms of media mentioned are owned and operated by the respective copyright holders. No copyright infringement is intended or implied.